What's up, guys? Um, I hope everyone is good. I hope everybody's doing well, right? So, I've just been editing something right now on my PC, and I was thinking that, you know what, I think it's time I should actually start my channel because it's something that I've been contemplating about for like a minute, right? For like a while, bro. You feel me? I just never got to it because I kept on making like hella excuses and all that, you know. So here I am. Here I am. So this is officially like my first video, right? And yeah, whoever's watching right now, I hope you guys are just gonna be a part of the journey. There is no fixed direction as to like what I'm actually gonna do with this, but I just had to start with it, you know, instead of always contemplating, you know, because I don't want to waste time with anything or any idea I have, you know. So yeah, in this video, I will be discussing a couple of things, but mainly I want to talk about this year, right, 2023. I want to talk about how everything went for me, like um, in terms of music, right? In terms of music and just everything else that I do, right? So obviously, the more you spend time with me on my channel, you'll get to know a lot more about what I'm into, etc. Right? So yeah, man. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I just hope you guys are gonna ride along with me on this journey, right? So today, today I was trying to record, right? I was trying to record a couple of my unfinished songs, and that's what I've been doing, right? So now I was just done mixing everything, right? And then designing, I was designing a few logos, right? So what I do want to talk about is in terms of music, right? This year has just been, it's been a roller coaster for me, bro, right? I don't know if it's like a thing that just happens when when you get into the age that I'm at, right? So it's my first year out of high school, right? Been going to college, etc. Right? It's just been hectic, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It's been hectic in terms of like where my state of mind is because I've just been thinking about so many things and my mind has always been racing about so many things, and most of them are like things that I can't even control at all, right? So it's like that kind of blocked me in a way. It blocked my creativity in terms of like recording, making beats, designing, you know, and a few other things, right? So um that's the reason why I wasn't really willing to put out anything this year, like any music, any visuals, anything at all. For I would say the first quarter of the year, yes, the first quarter of the year, I really was trying. From like January to March, I was really trying to do things, post, you know, and I don't know. After March, everything just went. I don't know. I just went through like a wave of of thoughts and circumstance, if I can call it that, right? I wouldn't really say I went through some crazy shit, right? But a lot of things changed drastically mentally, like the changes that were happening to me mentally had me like, yo, what's going on? And I didn't really know how to handle it and stay on everything that I've been on, you feel me? It's been a thing where I had to like I had to put a couple of things that I was doing, I had to put them down, I had to put them down and like get to the root of where my problems were. So I had to start making music, I had to start producing and all that, you know. Things like friendships, things like school, of course. Um, and just me as a person, like I felt like a lot of things weren't in my control, and I was just trying to figure everything out, and it caused a lot of anxiety. So I couldn't really create like that, right? So I just decided, okay, I'm gonna just take time off, I'm gonna just take time off and try and figure out what's actually wrong with me. Not wrong with me, but what was actually going on in my head, I was just trying to define it in a way that I could understand, you know? So, yeah, I didn't drop this year. Those kind of phases of like insecurities as well. Insecurities in terms of music, me as a creative person, I came out of a place of being very consistent with everything I do, my work ethic being very consistent, and everything just switched up. It was like, okay, now I'm not really consistent anymore. I don't have the same, at the time, I didn't have the same ambition that I had for the things I was doing, so at that time, I didn't really understand like what was the reason that caused me to stop doing things, right? But over time, I understood that, okay, it was because of those insecurities, where there's a lot of pressure as well as an artist, where it's like, in terms of the music, in terms of everything that you do, there's pressure, and where you want to be as an individual. It's like, that a part of you tells you that, look, when it comes to this, it's very difficult to get to like a Drake level or like Kendrick Lamar, Playboy Cardi, Tyler the Creator level, So it's like I was basing my reference, basing my progress based on them and what they were doing. And the pressure just got too real, dog. And I just reached the point where I was like, nah, you know what? I'ma just chill. I'ma just relax. Trying to figure out what's the actual problem. Because it wasn't helping me at all. Like, when it came to productivity, I became a perfectionist. And I was like, there was really no progress in that. Because everything I made, I was doubting it. And, and it led me to doubt myself as well as an artist, or as an aspiring artist. I was like, am I really like fit for this, like, can I really fill these shoes up, like, whatever dreams I had in mind at the time, or even now, there were times where it just felt too unrealistic, right? It felt too unrealistic to me because, firstly, I never really had time to do it, It's like those kind of pressures where I really want to do this thing, but I don't have the time for it, you know. And when I do have time for it, I'm being a perfectionist, and I never come out of a session feeling like, you know what, bro, I'ma actually do this and keep on doing it, you know, consistently. So it was always that kind of thing. There was a lot of doubt, a lot of self doubt, you know, and just the pressure of like just hearing some of my things, bro, some of my material. It was like, yo, how am I gonna be able to top that? You feel me? That's where that perfectionist voice came in. I was like, bro, how are you gonna be able to top this shit? Like, you need to be able to do certain things on a consistent level. You feel me? If you can't do that, then, you know. So there were moments where I would record, moments where I would write down some shit, but it wasn't hitting like the last shit that was hitting. You feel me? And it made me feel like I wasn't capable of doing that, of keeping up what I started. You feel me? And don't get me wrong, that's not the right way to look at it. You should never think about things that way, you know. It took me a while to realize that if I can do it once, right? If I did it once, like I can do that shit again. You feel me? It took me a while to actually understand that and grasp it properly and like be calm with myself and just be comfortable in my own skin as a person. To be like, you know what? I should just go back to being someone who expresses myself. You feel me? Cause that's the main reason why I started music in the first place. You know, I was like, there wasn't really another way of me to express myself. You feel me? When I started this shit, I just wanted to express myself. If you heard any of my acapella verses, any of the songs I've dropped on SoundCloud, anyway, if you've heard me rapping or reciting a poem, singing, if you've heard my beats, you can tell that it comes from a place of self-expression, and even when you listen to it, the emotional response you get is like a very introspective feeling where you know that it even makes you feel like, damn, shit is deep, you know. So I just had to find myself again, you know, because as a person you lose yourself to things that happen on the outside, you know, all that noise in terms of school, finance, social life, you know, those kind of things bring a lot of pressure to people, and they're also very distracting, you feel me, if you don't know how to balance everything. So that's what really happened to me. I was like, I kept on hearing so much noise that this is unrealistic, this is the reality of the situation, you know. And that's how it hit me. That's really how it hit me, because even with just how I had to learn how to treat myself, being that it's the first year out of high school, bro, it was very difficult to gauge in terms of how do I actually maneuver in this area of my life, because I just got out of high school, you know. In high school, it's like we all have this mindset that high school is all we have, and it creates a scarcity mindset, even for yourself. Like, you really just limit yourself with certain things, certain aspects of life. You limit yourself, right? And as soon as you get out of that, you don't really see people from high school anymore. And it's like, you really don't know how to deal with that, because now you don't really do anything for people anymore because nobody knows you, nobody's watching you. You feel me? So it's like in high school, there were like seasons where I would just try hard with everything, music, everything. You feel me? I would just try hard for the sake of my confidence, and I had this perception of building my confidence in a false way, right? Which is not real. A way of, if people like it, then I'll like what I did. It's actually supposed to be the other way around, where you should like what you like, regardless of how many people like it outside of you. That's how things should actually be. So, with me realizing that, I came back to myself and I started building more values, more internal values of like me as a person and what I like, who I want to be in the next 10, 5, 3 years, So it's just been that kind of journey where I've just been trying to fight for that, trying to fight for self-actualization, where I just know that as much as you know yourself, and love yourself, right? There's certain aspects that you're gonna come across that'll make you question everything that you do, and they'll make you question yourself and your capabilities. So I've just been trying to adjust that and trying to just redefine my confidence in terms of music and my creativity, and how I'm gonna be able to stick out. That's the main thing for me. Like, that's the main thing for me is I don't ever want to be a regular person, bro. Like, at all. I'm not born to be normal, bro. Like, at all. At all, So I don't think anyone is born to be normal or born to settle, Like, nobody's born for that. We're all born here to, like, create, bro. Like, recreate something that no one has ever seen. Obviously, we have thoughts that might be relatable and ideas that might be relatable, but the creation of everything is what matters, not what you think. You feel me? Because it's just like this channel right now. I've been thinking about starting it, but I never got to it until now. You feel me? So it kind of made me feel very disregarded in terms of my ideas. I was like, you would begin to doubt yourself, like, nah, bro, I shouldn't be doing this. Or this is not a good idea, or it's too risky, Like, just telling yourself those kind of things is very unhealthy, because if you're always gonna say something is too risky, then what kind of life is that for real? Like, what kind of life is that, So yeah, bro. Back to the topic, right, of music and everything else. Just creatively, right? The race has just been to stretch myself and find myself creatively, on the basis of like my routine, my technique, those kind of things. Cause in the past, bro, even when people ask me, it's like when they ask me how do I do things, how did I do this, how did I do that, how did I write this, how did I write that, or how I even think about certain things, right? It's like it never gets to that with me, bro. Like, during those times, I was never really like a technical person with anything, right? It was like I just do what I feel, and the way it comes out is like, if it sounds good or feels good to me, then I'm gonna put it out. So that's just how I've been looking at things, Like every time, bro. Every time I did some shit, it was like, hey, this is just how I'm feeling, and I'm gonna create this feeling. Try and put it on something else, you know? That was the whole thing. But then, if you don't have a technique to anything, you won't be able to like be able to redefine it and refine it, you know? It's that kind of thing. You need to have like a technique, like a step-by-step guide of what you're actually doing, so that if you, even when you invent whatever, bro, you need to have a technique. Without the technique, bro, it's like you become like, it's almost like everything you do is based on luck, or the result you get is based on luck, you know? Because I could do something now and it could like be the cleanest thing I've ever done, but having to do something else or something better than that is not gonna come easy, because I didn't have a technique, you feel me? So that's what happened to me this year. I was like, I realized the hard way that, damn, I don't even have a technique. So it's like, how am I gonna create new shit, you feel me? So it's just been a thing of like, I've just been trying to find a technique and trying to develop myself, develop a few basic things about me and what I do, you know? So that's just what's been going on in terms of that. I also would like to say that for everybody who listened to my shit and like reposted my shit and, you know, all those kind of things, for everybody who believed in me, everybody who sent me those messages, those voice notes telling me that, you know, whatever you told me, everything is greatly appreciated, because it also it put me in that direction, bro, where I knew I had that feeling of knowing what's actually gonna happen, you know, like of knowing where I'm actually trying to take things, you know. So I do want to say thank y'all for that, because without that, bro, yes, I would have kept on going, but it just would have been a thing where I think what I strive for would have died, you know. As I said, I do strive for self-expression, and I just want to help people, bro, in any way I can, right? Because even with me, music helps me explain things that I can't explain to other people, you know. I can hear a song and I can relate to that, but I wasn't really able to articulate that before, you know. It's that kind of thing. So I do say thank you for everyone who believed in me. Thank you for everyone who's been streaming Growing Pains, right? Thank you. I appreciate that, for real. And for the next year, for 2024, I do plan on going harder, like going all in and coming back stronger, because I know I disappointed a lot of my supporters, a lot of my investors this year. So 2024, we definitely going up for sure. I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna do everything in my power to make sure that I put out as much music as I can, as much real music as I can, you know. And yeah, man, next year I'm just gonna be trying different things, different, you know, just different things in general, different recipes, you know. So yeah, I just want to say thank you all for watching to this far. Yeah, man, until next time, you know. Till next time, I'ma catch y'all when I catch y'all. You feel me? Yeah, man. Love. Stay dangerous. Love yourself.